What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lose Your Ass podcast. We are getting into our second interview of the night. We're going to be having JaGared Davis on the show. Deirdre, give us a little rundown of this monster.
He is a monster. Coming out of Texas, of course, our third Texas boy in a row.
Look at
He
this.
has been, I know. He has played in the NFL for Houston, New England, Kansas City, Washington, back to Kansas City, then made his way up north where he has been to 4 consecutive Grey Cups, winning one with the Calgary Stampede. He was a CFL All-Star this year and was an absolute beast at SMU. We cannot wait to have him. He goes by the champ, and it's not John Cena joining us, but the champ is here.
The champ is here.
Yeah, exactly.
Fellas,
How you doing?
pretty good in yourself.
Go, JaGared.
Can we just call you the champ? Does that work?
Whatever you like.
Yeah. I think the champ works for us as a
Absolutely.
Grey Cup champion.
Congratulations on the championship, by the way.
Appreciate it.
I think another one might be coming this year, so.
That's definitely the game plan. I'm trying to make it 5 straight,
5 straight. Yeah, that's incredible. What an incredible statistic.
Hard to come by, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. So before we get into your CFL, your NFL, your college career, we want to start back to how did you get your start in football? What got you into football? I know you're a Texas boy, so I feel like that you come out of the womb with a football in the hand, right?
It's an easy assumption. I mean, football is definitely God in Texas. For me, sports has always been a big factor in my family's life, and football is something I just naturally gravitated to. I was always running into stuff, breaking something, getting a whooping for this, getting a whooping for that. So I was finally able to put on pads and be destructive for a good cause. I just naturally stuck with it.
Yeah, now you give the whoopings.
Most definitely. I took enough growing up, so I figured it's time to give some out.
100%.
Release some of that anger.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So out of high school, why did you choose SMU, and what was your recruitment process like?
Coming out of high school, first I had a daughter early. And I kind of wanted to stay close to home. And just given that SMU was up the street of what Dallas was 2.5 hours away, it was far enough, but also close enough to where if I needed to come home, I could. My mom was my biggest fan, so she always wanted to be able to come watch me play. So being just up the road, because she'd get in the car and drive anywhere. If her car can drive overseas, she would drive it. But that's no lie. So it was just, you know what I'm saying, it was like pretty much the perfect setting for me because I grew up in a small town, grew up in a close-knit environment. So, but I definitely wanted a city feel. So that was the closest place for me to go. And I mean, being able to having me sit down with Coach Jones in my living room talking to me and my mom, just hearing his philosophies, hearing his views and how his strong points and beliefs on family and, you know what I'm saying, becoming a better man. I mean, it sold me. Then when I got there, like everything with the rest was history.
I would say so. 2-time first teamer for the All-Conference USA. You had an incredible career. Your statistics were incredible. But I'm going to ask you a little bit about your daughter because my friend over here, Jimmy, is expecting a little girl in September. What advice do you have for him?
First off, congratulations. That's a big thing. 2, she's going to be one of the best ever because she's going to be a Virgo like me because I'm a September baby. But honestly, enjoy it, man. Enjoy the moment. It's something that only God could create. It's one of those things that you have to experience it firsthand to understand the joy and holding her for the first time, knowing that's a part of you that, you know what I'm saying, that you'll be responsible for just to look after. Because growing up, all you had your parents look after you, and like, yeah, I know my mom, my dad loves me, but that unconditional love that no matter what, I got to find a way to make sure it happens. You will experience that for the first time, and when you see it, you'll know it's an added motivation and drive that you can't get from nobody else. So you trust me, you enjoy it, man. It's gonna be a lot of early sleepless nights until you get a sleep pattern down. But trust me, it'll be worth it.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Can't wait.
Oh man, I'm excited for both of y'all.
Thank you.
So we got a little bit into your start at SMU, but what was your college career like? What was your favorite moment? What moment sticks out to you when you think about SMU and you think about that blue and red jersey? What sticks out to you?
Really changing the culture there. Before I got to SMU, back in the day, was the Big Pony Express. I mean, it was a powerhouse back then. Then they was hit with the death penalty and just killed the whole program. It really killed all the athletics there. And just being able to come in and really resurrect it. Like when I got there, went to 4 bowl games straight, played for a conference title my second year. And I mean, we just brought like that tenacity and hopeful and spirit, like putting on that red and blue jersey, it means so much because you know you have some of the greats like Eric Dickerson. I mean, you can name so many guys. It's endless. I mean, it's still guys that we put out in the league to this day, like Emmanuel Sanders. Mm-hmm. I mean, you go around the league. You got Kevin Beecham, you got Josh Uribe, you got Zach Line, you got Marcus Hunt, you got Thomas Morstead, Super Bowl champion. I mean, we continue to put guys out, but just we start to get that notification again, just because to say I would be a part of something great like that. And now it's not only just the football aspect, it's the track, it's the basketball, it's our tennis club. Like it's growing by leaps and bounds, and people starting to recognize SMU more of a athletic school than just academic.
Did you see that camaraderie with the other? I know, like most football programs, you have that brotherhood. It's you guys have that, but was it a camaraderie with all the athletic programs in SMU?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, just athletics in general, like it's a family. It's a small close knit family. No matter, some of my closest friends were on the swimming team. I was great friends with one of the girls that was on the tennis team. So like you never know who get in contact with and become like great friends with. So it's just one of those things where we just all had to come and go and come and bond, because athletics, no matter what sport you play, you have a admirable respect and admiration for them, because you know what kind of blood, sweat, and tears they have to devote into perfecting their craft.
So you went from SMU, and we're going to move on into your NFL career a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What was your experience like playing with the Texans and playing with the Patriots?
For the Texans, it was an eye-opening experience, really. I learned so much that just being in the locker room, I can look across from my locker and I see J.J. Watt. I see Brian Cushing sitting next to me. Look down to the end, got Arian Foster, got Matt Schaub. I mean, I came in with the same draft class as DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, I'm great friends. So, you know what I'm saying, just being able to know these are guys I used to play with on video games and watch on Sunday, to just being here with them and learn and get the tools I need to really perfect my game and critique my craft to, you know what I'm saying, help me take that next step. Like, it was big. I mean, I'm still great friends with a lot of those guys to this day. And to lead that organization like I did, and I also made me realize how much of a business the football is. And it has nothing to do with a person's talent. It's like the business aspect of the game is something that gets a lot of guys. And that's something most people don't ever really take into consideration, because most people they know they play on Sundays, Mondays, or Thursdays. Mm-hmm. But the preparation and going in, what happens up in the front office, like, plays a big part in who's actually going to play, who's going to suit up, who's not. And that's something I had to learn early. That's one of the biggest things I took from when I was with the Texans. And when I was picked up by the Patriots, it taught me really how to be a student of the game of football. Like I really learned how to break down film, how to study my opponent, how to gain the small edges to create small wins. And it really taught me how to hold myself accountable because I knew the teammates were going to hold me accountable. I knew Bill Belichick was going to hold us accountable. And that was the one thing, like it taught you really how to be a winner, think like a winner, prepare like a winner. So when you get out there on game day, you will be a winner. Like your chances are so much higher. And everybody always wonder why the Patriots win all the time. Why would they want to win these programs? It's because they prepared and, you know what I'm saying, put in the work to be victorious. Because I'm not going to lie. When I first left the Texans and went to the Patriots, I was like, how in the hell is this team better than this team? Because the talent, the Texans had better talent.
Right.
But the Patriots were better coached. And that's what that was what the difference. That was the biggest difference between the two, and not taking nothing from being coached by Coach Kubiak because he's a great coach.
Right.
They just paid attention to the finer details and they didn't overlook. They left no stone unturned, and that was the difference maker every time when we stepped out there on the game.
So when you hear the Patriots way, because that constantly gets brought up, that's a real thing in the locker room.
Yes.
Like you feel that. Wow.
Most
You always hear that.
like, and I knew like my first meeting when I was with the Patriots, in the meeting, all the guys in there, and Coach Belichick rips Brady in front of everybody. Just talks bad to him. I'm looking like, but this Brady, this is at the time 4-time Super Bowl champ,
Right.
MVP, Hall of Fame,
Golden boy,
the Golden Child, and
Yeah.
you just talk bad to him. What he's going, or how you expect this? Imagine how he talk to me or the guy next to me. So me, or one of my friends, we looked at each other like, bro, like he's not playing. Like he's really not playing. So you know what I'm saying? He just set the tone. Like you got to get, and that's one of the biggest things. Like you will not test the field for them, no matter how great of an athlete you are, how what talent you have. If you don't know the playbook. If you don't know the game plan, you will not test the field for Belichick.
he doesn't care the
No,
eliteness.
doesn't care. Does not care.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Just the way that he goes about his demeanor, you could tell that.
I'd say I was watching Tom Brady play golf last week or the week before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's a funny guy.
And honestly,
and
honestly, a lot of people don't really understand because you see him one way, but people don't really can see behind the scenes. And he's actually a great guy. He's actually the first guy who introduced himself to me when I got to the Patriots. And I walked in the building, and he's like, "Hey, JaGared, how you doing?" I'm Tom Brady. I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I'm JaGared. Like, yeah, I know all about you. Did my film study on it. I watched your film. I think you'll be a great asset to the team. I'm glad you're here. If you need anything, just let me know. I can point you in the right direction," and so forth. And that right there alone has told me everything I need to know about the type of man he was and also what type of team I was walking into.
Right.
And in the locker room, he was always playing jokes on guys, like especially the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks are always doing little funny jokes here and there. And so they'll take each other things and hide it. And I forgot who it was, what quarterback it was. Took I don't know if it was his phone or something. So Brady took the guys, all his tires off his car and put them in different locations of the stadium.
It's crazy.
And in the parking lot, and left him a note to go, pretty much like a hide and seek type thing to find out his tire.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
it's incredible. So we're gonna ask you the question that I think has been on every sportscaster's mind ever since Brady signed with Tampa. How do you think Bill and Brady are gonna do without each other?
Honestly, I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
Reason being, like, yes, they mesh so well together because they both had that winner's mentality. They both had that goal and drive to be the best. And just because they separated doesn't mean that just automatically turns out.
Right.
All Brady was going to do was take that same mentality and incorporate it into another organization. He's going to teach them how to be a winner again, how to be a champion again, how to prepare, and how to, excel them and get them to the next level. Because the Buccaneers have great talent. It's just they haven't had that type of tutelage and tweak to their game to, advance them.
They're missing that veteran presence.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And as far as for Coach Belichick, I mean, it's in the pudding. Even when Brady went down or Brady was hurt or Brady didn't play, the next guy up, whoever was in there, like they coached and groomed to get the job done regardless. It might not be to the level of what Brady did, but it would not be no big-time drop-off like, oh, they will not make the playoffs or this, that, that. No, there will still be a team that will compete week in and week out, and you will have to come with your A game because they will.
It's like breaking up Jay-Z and Beyonce. You can't see them without each other, but they're still going to be great separate.
Exactly.
That's a good analogy, James.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah, I see that.
Great. I like it.
So let's go back up north to the CFL. What should we expect from you and the Tigercats this year? I'm sure you guys got revenge games on the brain. You were just there. I mean, tell us, what should we expect from you and the Tigercats?
Just a more hungrier team, a more mature team, a more devoted team, a more disciplined team. I mean, coming out this past year, like with it being my first year on the team, I really sat back and watched and just analyzed how the guys, like, they approach to every game. And that was like one of the biggest differences from when me being with the Stampeders to being with the Tigercats was most of the guys were going into it with the aspiration and hopes of winning the game.
Right.
And as far as when I was in Calgary, we went to every game expecting to win. Like it was never a game we were like, well, I hope this goes right so we can get the win. Like we went to the game no matter who was at quarterback, who was at running back, who was at whatever position, we was gonna get the job done. No matter if we won by a little or a lot, we was going to win. And it's the start of the season with Hamilton, like there's a lot of hope. Like guys were so shocked and surprised when we got 5 wins in a row. And I told them, like, you gotta expect this. This all I know. And they looked at me like when we was in locker room, we got like our 10th win, and the guys looked like, man, why you ain't excited? Like, I expect this to happen. Like this, the only thing I know is to win, is put up wins, to be one of the best teams in the league. Let's be a best team, period. It's because we put in the work, we put in the long hours in the film study. You know what I'm saying? We hold each other accountable. So that's why we're doing what we're doing now. And as the season went on, more and more guys started to buy in and see it. So they held themselves more accountable. They took necessary steps to be the better person.
You've been in a locker room before where the previous season you were at the Grey Cup, but you didn't win the game, and then you've obviously been in the winning, coming back in the winning side too. What is the difference between those two things, those two type of locker rooms going in?
The difference going into those type of locker rooms, because like you said, I've been in it. Unfortunately, I've been on the wrong side 3 times and been on the right side once. So I've had a lot of time to, really understand. And you got, and no matter, because a lot of times, really almost every time I went in as the best team, at least on paper in a way, but on that day, all that goes out the window. It's whoever lines up in the best team that day. And it's one of those things where I've been able to like tell the younger guys, like, it doesn't matter what you do the whole season. You can be the best player on the field the whole season, but if you don't show up for this one game, for these 60 minutes, it doesn't matter. And the proof is in the pudding. I've been seconds away from winning, holding up that trophy 3 times in a row to I had the pleasure of holding it up just once. And it really boils down to how bad do you want it? Cause like, like that rebound, like, is it, are we gonna have that letdown again? Or or you're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And I had the unfortunate pleasure of going through 2 losses to finally get my first win. And when you finally get it, it's like a sigh of relief. It's like that weight been lifting off your shoulders because I did it. I conquered Mount Everest. I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro because, you know what I'm saying, this is one of the hardest things to do, to come and win a championship.
Right. So we do this game with all of our guests. It's a rapid fire. Questions that, whatever the first thing that comes to your mind, you just let us know. Some of them might have a little bit of thought in them, but not too much. I'm going to get you started with, do you have a player that you model your game after?
Lawrence Taylor.
Oh,
the Giants fans going to be excited to hear that.
Yes, Lawrence Taylor.
For sure. Yeah.
Great pick.
That is a great pick.
So if you could pick one game to play again, what would it be?
It would have to easily be last year's Grey Cup.
Okay. Absolutely. That makes sense. I mean, everybody wants to play those again.
Yeah.
Get that redemption.
So you have worn a lot of different jerseys: Calgary, New England, Kansas City, Washington, lots of different jerseys. What do you think is the nicest jersey that you've worn?
Oh, my nicest jersey would definitely have to be I might have to say Calgary's our real ones.
Got another one, James. We did we missed March Madness, so we did a little bracket tournament of the NFL jerseys, and James picked I think every red and black team, and so far everybody that we've asked that question to has picked their red and black jerseys. So, but those are super nice jerseys.
Winning a lot of this money.
I know you are.
Deirdre, you forget. I actually contact everybody before the show and tell them,
I think that's what happens. I believe that.
If you could be a pro in another sport, which one would it be?
There will be either a track athlete or basketball.
Okay.
Ooh. What position would you play in basketball?
Basketball, I would probably have to be a 2.
Okay. Gotta get your jump shot?
2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You kind of look like, oh man, what was the guy in the Knicks a couple years back? Kyle. Oh, he's still in the league.
Kyle.
Yeah, really funny guy.
I have no idea who.
The power forward.
Kyle, power forward.
Kyle O'Quinn.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Both tough guys.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely.
Okay, so this is our last question for you. The CFL is coming back soon. We are new CFL fans. What should we expect in this upcoming season?
This upcoming season is actually going to be electrifying, to be honest with you, because everybody has been pushed back so much. So guys are going to be super antsy to really go out there and just showcase all the hard work they've been putting in this whole offseason. And then the stakes are even higher because we have less games. So every game is going to count. There's no game nobody can take off. So it's going to be balls to the wall every play. It's going to come down to the last 3 seconds almost every game. And just expect great games week in and week out, no matter who the opponent is.
Awesome. Can't wait to see this season.
Yeah, we're super excited.
I do have one more question, Deirdre, and this is
Okay.
probably one of the most important questions. We spoke to Sergio Castillo the other day, and he answered it because he's also a Texas guy. I'm a big traveler. I love to travel. Texas is on my hit list this upcoming year. Where am I going for the best barbecue in Texas?
And you got to ask a defensive lineman that question. You cannot ask the kicker. I just realized you asked the kicker last time. Who asks the kicker what's the best barbecue place?
It depends on when you're coming. Because if you come at the beginning of March, and here in Houston, we have the big Houston rodeo that lasts a whole month long. And at the beginning of the rodeo, they have a big rodeo cook-off. So they have like so one would be like a rib competition, one would be like a smoked links competition, one would be a brisket competition, one would see who make the best barbecue chicken. And it's just all these competitions. You get in, you get a ticket, you can pretty much hop from tent to tent and try all the barbecue. So that's where you definitely see some of the best barbecue made.
Yep, I think I'm coming in March. I think that's when
It's making time.
Let's do that. That sounds great.
So yeah, I definitely recommend either that or just a lot of these either hole in the wall,
absolutely,
small restaurants, or if you see anybody driving with their barbecue truck hooked up to the back, stop them. I guarantee it's gonna be some great barbecue.
Oh, trust me, I will. It'll be like the ice cream man coming by, like, stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Jared, thank you so much for coming on the show. We can't wait to have you back. We can't wait to see what you and the Tiger Cats do this year. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you with number 2, Grey Cup number 2, and we can't wait.
I appreciate it. I definitely plan on holding that Grey Cup up and expect a shout out for y'all when I do it.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man. We had a blast. Stay safe.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all too. Y'all stay safe.
Stay well, buddy.
All right.
All right.
Another great interview. Let me tell you, these Texas boys. Texas boys are incredible. We are only interviewing people from Texas from now on. I'm just kidding.
Deirdre, don't kid about that. We could get the South back on our side real quick around here.
But awesome guy. What a cool guy.
Yes. Yes.
And he's a leader. Like when we watch the film, he's a leader on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could just tell that veteran presence, and it's awesome.
He does look like Kyle Quinn.
He does look like Kyle Quinn. He does, except scarier, which I didn't think was like. I wouldn't want if JaGared was on the other side and I was an offensive lineman, I would run the other way and be like, "Yep, sub." But
why the hell did they line me up over here?
But then again, we saw Micah's film, and Micah hits like. It's funny because he classifies himself as like a small linebacker, but the way he hits it, Micah, is incredible. Oh. Those both guys were awesome. We have to have them back on the show. We got another CFL guy coming on tomorrow. We cannot wait. Tuesday we'll be back with more content. We got some things that we got going on all week. Next week we will be doing content. I believe we have one interview next week, but we're gonna be doing it.
Absolutely. We're getting back to this, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. We're going to have some fun segments.
We got a lot of things coming back.
We do, which we will be talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow before our interview with Jacob, we're going to have some awesome things. I can't wait to get back to our content, but these interviews have been incredible. Sergio, Micah, and JaGared. Awesome guys. Can't wait to see them in the upcoming CFL season. And soon, James and I, what'd you say?
Let's do a Texas party.
I know. And soon, James and I will be picking our favorite teams that we will be rooting for this year in the CFL. So we have, So we're excited. We've interviewed a Tiger Cat. We've interviewed 2 Rough Riders. We've interviewed a Lion. We've interviewed a Blue Bomber, and we cannot wait to see when they come back. And we're definitely going to try to go to a game.
Oh, without a doubt. But Lose Your Ass podcast trip up to Canada is happening.
Yeah, we'll have tourist tees and everything. But for now, we are out.
As always,
Everyone-
guys, stay safe, stay well. We out.
And that's the show.